Welcome to lecture 18. My name is Professor J. N. Mandal, Department of Civil Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, Mumbai, India. The name of the course, Geosynthetics Engineering in Theory and Practice. This is Module 4, Lecture 18, Geosynthetics for Filtration, Drainage and Erosion Control System. Now, I will focus the recap of the previous lecture, geosynthetics, sealed fences and sealed curtains, mechanism of drainage function, design step for drainage, application of geosynthetics drainage, that is geosynthetics gravity drainage and geosynthetics pressure drainage, capillary migration break, design of drainage with geonet, geocomposite drainage and landfill cover. Now, I will show that how the geocomposite drain are used at the back of the retaining wall, and this geocomposite drain are prefabricated. So, here it is a 9-meter height wall and water is flow and passing through this geocomposite drain. It is like a material like this, that is geocomposite drain, which can be provided at the back of the retaining wall. Water can pass through this material, and also there is a lateral force which is acting on this wall. So, here I am giving one example. This is geocomposite drain. This is non-woven jute coir grade NPBD is placed behind the retaining wall for drainage and check its stability. Generally, it should be the polymer material, because we have performed test also for the natural prefabricated geocomposite drain, and that is why we are providing this. But most of the cases we provide with the polymer material, polymer geocomposite material, as I showed you. But for our example, we have considered the non-woven jute coir strand as a geocomposite material, because we have performed some test and we have some result, and we want to show you that how it can be used by providing at the back of the wall. Now, density of the soil is given 18 kilonewton per meter cube, coefficient of permeability of the soil K is equal to 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter per second, and cumulative reduction factor RF is equal to 3. Now, step 1, draw the flow net diagram and determine the maximum flow rate. So, where Q is equal to K into delta H NF by ND, and Q is equal to K is 1 into 10 to the power minus 6, this is K, coefficient of permeability of the soil is 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter per second, and then delta H is 9, delta H is height of the wall is 9 meter, and then you draw the number of the flow line and the equipotential line, and then you count from the flow net what will be the number of the flow line, what will be the number of the potential line. Here is number of the flow lines is 5 and number of the potential line is 5. So, we put NF by ND is equal to 0.5. So, if you calculate, you can have Q is equal to 9 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube per second. Step 2, determine flow gradient. Here I is equal to delta H by L is equal to 9 by 9 is equal to 1, or you can say I also is equal to sin 90 degree. It is the same. For delta H is equal to 9 meter, L is equal to length of the geotextile used for drainage, also 9 meter. It is like this. This is the wall, his height is 9, and also this drainage is L is 9 and delta is also 9. So, ratio will be 1. So, I will be the 1. Step 3, determine the required transmittivity. So, we know the equation transmittivity theta required is equal to Kp into Tg is equal to Q divided by I into W. So, theta required is equal to Q, you know, 9 into 10 to the power minus 6, we know the Q, that is 9 into 10 to the power minus 6 here meter cube per second. So, Q is equal to 9 into 10 minus 6 divided by I into W. So, that is I1 W1. So, theta required will be equal to 9 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter square per second. Now, step 4 is determine the vertical pressure on the drain. You have to find out what will be the vertical pressure is acting on the wall. Now, here sigma n is equal to K0 gamma into H. So, K0 is considered 0.5, gamma is 18 and H is 9 meter. So, 0.5 18 into 9 means 81 kilopascal. That means we wanted to address that how the normal pressure is acting here, that is sigma of n, and that sigma n is equal to K0 into gamma into H, any pressure sigma and gamma into H. So, whole pressure will be the lateral pressure will be the K0 into gamma, this unit weight of soil, into height H, that means 9 meter. So, we can calculate the sigma n is equal to 0.5 18 into 9 81 kilopascal. So, this is the step 5, determination of flow rate in the laboratory under various normal pressure. So, here you can see that relationship between the flow rate, that is 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube per second, and this is under normal pressure sigma n, this is kilopascal. So, these tests also have been performed under various normal pressure, maybe 50, 100, 150, 200, 250 and so on. So, you can calculate that what should be the flow rate. So, for any particular normal pressure, you can directly determine what will be the flow rate of that sample. So, here many different types of the sample have been performed, because in our example only we have taken NPDT, natural prefabricated drain, and that is why you are considering only this blue color curve. You can see that flow rate is decreasing with increasing the normal pressure, and then almost a little bit constant. So, even then sometimes you have to go for the very, very high pressure. So, because you have observed that our vertical pressure on the drain is 81 kilopascal. So, we are considering this prefabricated vertical drain for the use of the back of the wall. So, for this we will calculate what will be the flow rate, we know what will be the pressure. So, pressure is 81, and for this prefabricated drain, then what will be the flow rate. So, we are calculating the flow rate from this curve. So, here this curve has drawn all under the hydraulic gradient of want, and you should remember it should be obey the Darcy's law. It will be in the linear condition generally. So, from the previous curve, using the natural prefabricated drain or non-open jute coir stand for I is equal to 1 and sigma 1 81 kilopascal, Q is 30 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube per second for this 81 and corresponding flow rate is in between 20 and 40, then this is 30 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube per second. Step 6, determine theta allowable. So, theta, you know, the ultimate is equal to Q laboratory divided by I into W. To simulating the field condition, I is equal to 1 and W is equal to 1. So, theta ultimate will be equal to 30 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by 1 into 1 is equal to 30 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter square per second. Now, theta allowable is equal to theta ultimate divided by reduction factor. So, we consider reduction factor 3. So, theta allowable is equal to 30 into 10 to the power minus 6 by 3 is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter square per second. Now, step 7, determine the global factor of safety. So, factor of safety is equal to theta allowable by theta required. So, we know what is theta allowable, that is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6, and theta required is 9 into 10 to the power minus 6. So, you can have the global factor of safety 1.11. This is relatively low, but it is okay. Sometimes it depends upon the type of the structure, or otherwise you can use triaxial flow geonet, that is green color geotextile flow net or the geocomposite sheet drain. So, that can be used. So, you can use that open or non-open geotextile material, or you can use the geonet, also you can use the triaxial flow geonet if the flow is more. So, I am just showing you that one, that triaxial flow net. You can see this is the triaxial flow geonet. So, you can use triaxial flow geonet, or you can use any geocomposite sheet drain. That means you can use any geocomposite sheet drain like this also you can use. So, depending upon the type of the flow, you can use this prefabricated material. So, now the geocomposite sheet drain or the geomat or geospace. So, there are different types of the geocomposite sheet. So, you can have some of the geocomposite sheet is like this, you can have like this also. Sometimes you can say it is a geocomposite sheet. Also, you can have this kind of also sheet. You can have different types of the geocomposite sheet or geomat or the geospacer. Sometimes that it is covered with the non-open geotextile material. So, that you can have variety of geocomposite material. The prefabricated geocomposite sheet drain can be used as excellent drainage material in high flow rate related area. You can use behind the reinforced soil retaining wall, you can use behind shipping soil slope, you can use beneath sports field, you can use beneath geomembrane liner, beneath surcharge field, beneath port slab. So, here we have performed some compressive strength of the geocomposite sheet drain. So, there are different types of the sheet drain. You can have this kind of the sheet drain. You can see this type of the sheet drain. This type of the sheet drain you can have it. You can see that there is a difference of configuration, and you can see like a cap type of. Okay, this is one kind. you can have the more larger type also. You can see this is the cap is larger than this. You can have this kind of also geocomposite seed den. You can have also with laminated with some also geotextile material. You can see this side is the plastic, this other side laminated with the geotextile material. Also you can have this kind of also the sheet, you can have this kind of also the sheet. There are variety of geocomposite sheet are there. This is also laminated with also this geotextile in one side and other side. So these are the different types of the material, and this compressive strength of geocomposite sheet den have been performed. So here you can see that how the geocomposite material has been kept, and then you are applying the load to determine the compressive strength. So we have performed, and then we obtained from the test result. Here is shown the compressibility behavior of the different geocomposite material. So this relationship between the compressive stress kilopascal to the strain. You can see the different material is different strain and also different compressive stress value. One, you should know what will be the compressive stress of this material. I am showing the next slide with in the form of table. You can say that geocomposite den 1 with compressive strength about 350 kilopascal, another geocomposite den 402, other is 232, 212 and 520 kilopascal. The one hand you should know what will be the compressive strength of the different geocomposite sheet material. At the same time, for the same material you should know what will be the flow rate of that material. I am not showing here what will be the flow rate of that material, of this kind of the material. So geocomposite prefabricated highway edge den. So what we do that most of the time, what I have explained you earlier, that you excavate from the trench and then place the either the woven and non-woven geotextile material, and then fill up with the aggregate and wrap it and use it as a drainage material for the both side of the road, which can be the clogging free. Apart from that, it will be much more convenient that if we can use this geocomposite material. So this geocomposite material is like this. So this can be placed on the highway edge. So this will act as edge drain. Both sides of the road you can provide with this kind of the drainage material. So it is like this. If this is the highway, so you can place this material here. This is geocomposite material. This is geocomposite material. Okay, or sheet. This is geocomposite material is sheet. So both sides you can provide with the geocomposite material. So water can also percolate to this kind of the material. So you are, as you do with the conventional this type, and even then you can reduce the area and use this geotextile material and aggregate here. So you don't need it. Instead of this, you can adopt this kind of the system with this geocomposite. We can say geocomposite in highway as a edge drain, and this also reported by the Dempsey in 1988. So here you can see that how the application of prefabricated geocomposite highway edge drain. this after Kohinoor 2005. This is prefabricated geocomposite highway edge drain. Here is a subgrade soil, here is a sub-base course, here is a base course, here is a wearing course, and here is a soldier. So, here is the wheel load. So, whatever the water, it can percolate through this geocomposite material and then it is going down. Okay. So, this kind of the system has been used exclusively in the Malaysia, where you know that rainfall intensity is more. So, I am giving one example. Suppose maximum required flow rate for highway edge drain, you know Q required is 800 liter per hour, and from the laboratory test the ultimate flow rate through geocomposite edge drain, let us say Q ultimate is equal to 5000 liter per hour, and assume cumulative reduction factor RF is equal to 3. You have to check the global factor of safety. It is very simple solution. Step 1, you find out what is the required flow rate at the project site. So, Q required is 800 liter per hour, it is given. Step 2, determine the ultimate flow rate through geocomposite edge drain from laboratory test, that is Q ultimate is equal to 5000 liter per hour, also given. Step 3, calculate the allowable flow rate, Q allowable. So, Q allowable is equal to Q ultimate divided by reduction factor. Here reduction factor is 3. So, Q allowable will be equal to 5000 divided by 3 is 1666.67 liter per hour. Then step 4, check the flow factor of safety, Fs. That means Fs is equal to Q allowable divided by Q required. That means Fs will be equal to 1666.67 divided by 800. Q required we have calculated earlier. Okay, Q required is 800 is given, and this we have calculated. So, a factor of safety is 1666.67 by 800 is 2.08. Though this is the low, however, acceptable for non-critical condition. Next, we will address geosynthetics wrap trench drain. So, here you can see that here is the drain, this is another drain, and this red is the geotextile material. It is placed like this and then it is overlapped like this. This is another also trench, and this is the geotextile like this, and the inside is aggregate. So, this is the stone or aggregate, and this red is geotextile material, and this height is about Z, and distance between the two drain is small d. So, this is called geotextile wrap trench drain. Now, first of all, we have to find out what will be the quantity of water, small q, passes through the drain, which can be expressed as Q is equal to D L P, where Q is equal to flow rate meter cube per second, D is spacing of the drain is meter, as I showed you. This is the D, the spacing of the drain, this is the drain, this is one drain, this is another drain. So, this is the spacing between the two drain is D. So, D spacing of the drain, and L is equal to length of the drainage. So, you know what will be length of the drainage, and P is equal to maximum rate of precipitation due to the rainfall meter per second. This is important. So, whenever you will design, then you should know what should be the maximum rate of precipitation in that region due to the rainfall. So, that is very important. So, if you know what will be the spacing of the drain, what will be the length of the drain, and what will be the precipitation due to the rainfall, then you can calculate that what will be the quantity of water passes through a drain and that particular area. That is, you can calculate Q is equal to D into L into P. That means you can calculate flow rate. Now, the quantity of water passes through the drain Q can also be expressed as this. That is, Q is equal to WHS L P RP divided by SD, where WHS is the highway width including the soldier. So, you are considering including the soldier part also in meter, that is why WHS. L is equal to length of the drain and P is equal to maximum rate of precipitation due to the rainfall, and RP is equal to rainfall penetration. RP is equal to rainfall penetration, that is in percentage, and P is maximum rate of precipitation due to the rainfall, and SD is the number of soldier drain. For an example, the quantity of water is equal to Q meter cube per second, spacing between the drain D is equal to 12 meter, length of the drain L is equal to 30 meter, precipitation P, that is rainfall 15 centimeter per 24 hour. That means 15 centimeter per 15 centimeter in terms of meter 0.15. This per 24 hour means 24 into 60 into 60 in second. That means if you calculate, you can calculate the what will be the precipitation P is equal to 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter per second. And permeability of the aggregate K is equal to 0.8 meter per second. Hydraulic gradient I is 0.01. You have to determine the area of trench drain. What should be the area of trench drain? So, solution, you know the equation Q is equal to D into L into P. D is 12, L is 30 and P is 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 6. We have calculated P is equal to 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 6. So, Q will be equal to 0.000625 meter cube per second. Again we know Q is equal to K into IA. So, from this equation, Darcy's law, you can calculate A is equal to Q by K into I. K is given 0.8 meter per second, I also given, that is 0.01. So, you substitute this value K and I into this equation. So, you can have A will be equal to this is Q, is this 0.000625, this divided by K is 0.8 into I is equal to 0.01. So, you are having 0.77 meter square. So, you can make the area of the trench 0.77 meter into 1 meter. So, you can find out what will be the trench area, what we are looking for. Now, this another example, that it is required to design subsurface soldier drain for a highway. This is highway as shown here. You can see here the red is the geotextile material and inside that open graded aggregate, and this is the perforated pipe, that is optional, and width of the trench is W and length of the trench is L, and from here to the soldier the depth is about H, and this is the stone aggregate, this is the soil subgrade, and this is all permeable subbase. So, we provide something that here, that is dry lean concrete, and then on the top of that we provide the PCC, that is pavement, and this is slope is 2.5%, and then it is the soldier. Now, when the rainfall or the surface infiltration, then due to the temperature or moisture content, sometimes you can observe there is a formation of the crack in the dry lean concrete, that is called DLC. So, when there is a formation of the crack, then water could pass through this dry lean concrete to the aggregate and then to the trench here. So, if you do not provide with geosynthetic material, then it will be clogged. So, that is the why that we will provide with the geotextile material to form the trench, and it will act as a very good subsurface shoulder drain for the highway. So, highway side drain is, let us say, 50 meter long, that means L is 50 meter long with 2 shoulder drain, which is HD. Intensity of rainfall P is 50 centimeter per 24 hour. Rainfall penetration RP is 50%. Highway width including the shoulder WHS is equal to 18 meter. Two drain conditions are considered. One, drain with well graded stone, and B, drain wrapped with geotextile. And in case of the A, that Kw is coefficient of permeability of well graded stone, that is 0.21 meter per minute, and the I is 1%, that means drain slope, only well graded stone. And B, that means drain wrapped with geotextile, and in this case K0 is coefficient of permeability of open graded stone is equal to 17 meter per minute used in the geotextile wrap drain, and I is equal to 0.5% drain slope when wrapped with geotextile. So, this is the problem, and now we will go for the solution. So, first of all, you have to calculate what should be the discharge capacity Q. So, you can apply this equation, Q is equal to WHS L P RP divided by HD. L is given 50 meter, WHS is given 80 meter, P is given 15 centimeter per 24 hour, that means this will be 0.15 meter per 24 hour. RP is given 50%, that is 0.5, and HD is 2 shoulder drain, that is why HD is 2. So, then you substitute this value into this equation, that means Q is equal to L is, that is L is 50. So, you are putting this 50, and then P is also the 15, that is 0.15, and R of P is 50%, that is also 0.5. This divided by SD, this divided by SD, SD is equal to 2, and because this we have made in terms of the minutes, so that is why 24 into the 60. So, you can calculate Q, Q is equal to 0.023 meter cube per minute. Now, case A, drain with well graded stone. Step 1, determine the volume of the drain. So, volume is equal to Q into L by Kw into I. Q is 0.023, L is 50 meter, and Kw is 0.21, that is coefficient of permeability of the well graded aggregate, and I, that is slope, is 0.01. So, you can have volume is equal to 547.62 meter cube. Step 2, cross section of the drain, that is AD. So, AD will be equal to volume divided by length. So, volume is 547.62 divided by length is 50. So, AD will give 10.95 meter square. So, you know that what should be the area of the drain. So, that is 10.95 meter square. So, you can provide the size of the drain 5 meter into 2.19 meter. So, you require 5 meter by 2.19 meter of the size of the drain. You can see that what is the size of the trench drain when there is no geotextile material, only you are providing with the well graded stone. Now, B is the drain wrapped with geotextile material. So, step 1, determine the volume of the drain, that is V. V is equal to Q into L by K0 into Y. Q is 0.023, L is 50 and K0 is open graded aggregate has been used, that is 17, and I is equal to slope is 0.005. So, this volume is 13.5 meter cube. Step 2, cross section of the drain AD. So, cross section of the drain AD is equal to V by L. V is 13.5 divided by L is 50 meter. So, this is equal to 0.27 meter square. So, provide the size of the drain 0.27 meter into 0.27 meter. You can see that how the area can be drastically reduced due to the introduction of the geotextile material. So, you have to calculate that what will be the total area of geotextile for the French drain. So, total area will be 4 into 0.27 into length is 50 plus 0.27 into 50. So, I can say that because it is like a trench is like this. So, when you place the geotextile material like this, okay, this is the aggregate is there and this is all along this length. So, this length which is 50 meter and this size of the drain, let us say 0.27 by 0.27. So, you have to cover this side, this side, this side and also this side, and also you have to give the another overlap. So, along this length, that is why this is the fourth side you have to give, plus you have to give another overlap on the top, That means this 0.27 along this length 50 meter. So, that is why this total area of the geotextile for French drain require about 4 into 0.27 into 50 meter length plus 0.27 wrap into 50, that means 67.5 meter square. Next, horizontal drainage blanket combination with French drain. So, you can see this is the French drain and this is the drainage blanket underneath the sports field. If there is any sports field, or you can use the geotextile material or the geocomposite material. And on the top of this sports field, you can see the vegetation or grass can grow, and this is the thickness of the drain. This is a blanket drain, okay, thickness of the blanket drain. And here is the geotextile material, and this is the aggregate whose size may be 19 to 25 millimeter, and this is the thickness of the blanket. Now, this is the drainage blanket underneath the sports field. Now, what happened? Actually, we can look at the left hand side figure. Here is a artesian aquifer. Then water seepage upward, and here is the drainage. So, artesian uplift pressure beneath the pavement. Here is a maximum excess head. If the pavement are here, you can see pavement are here, and due to the artesian uplift pressure beneath the pavement, you can see that water level goes on increasing and it goes beyond the pavement. So, water will be stagnant here. You can see here the prismatic here. Okay. So, due to the artesian uplift pressure beneath the pavement, so that will be the problem. Then how the horizontal drainage bankage with the French drain can solve this problem? Now, you have to calculate what should be the thickness of the drainage blanket, because the water level goes up here. This is the maximum excess head. So, accordingly you are to select the thickness of the drainage blanket, that is T of B, which we need to calculate in order that maximum excess head should not appear on the top of the pavement. So, there will be no water move on the top of the pavement. So, you require proper kind of the geocentric engineering system. Now, we have to calculate what will be the thickness of drainage blanket, that is TB. So, TB can be expressed with this equation. TB is equal to D by 2 root of P by K, where D is equal to drainage spacing, that is between the two drainage spacing meter, and P is equal to maximum rainfall meter per second, and K is the coefficient of permeability of stone meter per second. So, if we know, then you can calculate that what should be the thickness of the pavement. Now, you can see here that prefabricated 3-dimensional extruded plastic drain wrapped with the geotextile material is placed. This is the subgrade, you place this, and this is the surface soil, here the vegetation has grown. If the flow rate is high, the prefabricated 3-dimensional extruded plastic drain wrapped with geotextile can be used instead of that whatever the above mentioned drain blanket has been used. It is used. So, instead of, you do not need, so you require only that one layer of prefabricated geocomposite plastic drain. So, we are giving one example, that a drainage blanket contained between the two geotextile layer is provided underneath a sports field. Calculate the required thickness of the drainage blanket to control the vertical flow completely. Now, here spacing between the drain D is equal to 12 meter, rainfall precipitation P is equal to 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter per second. Now, the solution, assume that coarse sand is used for the drainage blanket. So, K is equal to 0.01 meter per second coarse sand. So, then you calculate that what should be the TB. TB will be equal to, using this earlier equation, you know that equation TB D by 2 root over P by K. So, D by 2 root over P by K. So, it is D by 2, that 12 by 2 root over P by K is 1.7 in 10 to the power minus 6. This divided by 0.01, this will give TB is 0.078 or 78 centimeter. If you use instead of coarse sand, if the smaller stone are used, whose coefficient of permeability is 0.04 meter per second. So, you can calculate what will be the thickness of the blanket. TB is equal to 12 by 2 into root of 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by this K is 0.04. So, this will give TB value 0.039 meter or 39 centimeter. You can see that if you use coarse sand, what will be the thickness? 78 centimeter. Whereas, if you use the smaller stone, you can see that thickness has reduced to 39 centimeter. Now, first of all, you are also calculate that what will be the drawdown groundwater level due to installation of geotextile wrap French drain. So, here the employment of suitable geotextile wrap French drain can lower the groundwater level. It helps the construction of the building foundation or the highway. Here you know that drawdown curve. groundwater level due to installation of jet wrap French drain. So, here I am just showing you, this is the ground level and this is the pumping oil, that is Q, and this is the prismatic surface drawdown water level, and this is original ground level, here original ground level, and this is the prismatic surface drawdown, and this is the impervious layer here. Okay. Now, here R is equal to the radial distance of the original groundwater level from the drain center. This is R. Okay. And Z, this Z, so Z is depth of the groundwater above impervious layer, that means Z is given 8 meter, and ZD, that means residual head on the drawdown curve. This is drawdown curve, this is the residual head ZD, and ZDW is the reduction in water level on the drawdown curve, and Z of W here, Z of W is the depth of the water in pumping oil. When you are pumping, then water level comes in equilibrium at that stage, and then the prismatic surface drawdown curve occur. So, here this is the ZW. So, ZW is the depth of the water in the pumping oil, and Z of B here, from here to here. So, Z of B is the distance between the drain bottom and impervious layer, that is ZB, and Z0 is here to here, that means Z0 is the distance of water level in the drain from impervious layer, and this is DW, DW is the width of the drain, and I is the slope of the drain, and let us say that K is equal to coefficient of permeability of the soil, and Z of T here, Z of T is the distance of original groundwater level from the ground surface, this is Z2. So, you know that in this figure what is ZDW, what is ZD, DW, ZW, ZB, Z0, Z, R and ZT, and we consider that length of the drain along this, the length of the, along this the length of the drain, which is Y, okay, this length of the drain is Y, and coefficient of permeability of the soil is K of S. Now, step 1, I am showing some theory to calculate the required Z0 from the Champion 1957 and Leonards et al. 1962. So, you can calculate ZD is equal to Z0, this is third bracket 1.48 by R, then Z minus Z0 plus 1. So, height of the original groundwater level from impervious layer Z and how much the groundwater level has to be lower, ZD, will be known. That means that if you look this figure here, it is the Z of A, this is Z of A, how much groundwater level has to be lower. This is Z of A. So Z of A is equal to, this is Z and this is Z0. So Z of A will be equal to Z minus Z0. So that's why we have calculated that Z of A will be equal to Z minus Z of 0. Now step 2, calculate the flow, that is QD. So QD, you add up this equation, QD is equal to 0.73 plus 0.27 Z minus Z0 divided by Z, and then Ks into Y divided by 2R into Z square minus Z0 square. So you know what is Z, what is Z0 already I have explained here, and you know that what will be the coefficient of permeability Ks, you know that what will be the length of this is Y. So then from this you can calculate what will be the flow rate. Now step 3, calculate ZW in terms of dW. So you know that that's this equation, QD is equal to KW into I into A, KW into I into A is equal to, that is dW into ZW, or KW is the coefficient of permeability of the well graded aggregate. From this equation you can calculate ZW, that means ZW is equal to QD divided by KW I into dW. Now step 4, determine volume V of French drain, that means V is equal to Y into dW into ZA plus ZW. So Y is equal to length of the drainage and dW is the width of the drainage and ZA plus ZW as defined earlier. So you can calculate that what will be the volume of the French drain. Step 5, calculate amount of geotextile required. Now consider the overlap length dW. So geotextile required length is Y and 2 into ZA plus ZW plus 3 of dW. So it is like this. So it is the strength and its length Y is about 50 meter or whatever it is. This is Y. So this is the dW, this is dW, this is dW, and here the trench is this. So this is dW and this distance is ZW and this distance is ZA. So we have to provide with the geotextile material into this drainage, which this length will be ZA plus ZW, okay, and this length is Y. So Y into 2 times of ZA plus ZW, because this side and also this side, 2 into ZA plus this ZW plus 3 dW, because we are giving here bottom one and top one and then overlap one. So it will be the 3 dW. So geotextile required will be Y along the length 2 into ZA plus ZW plus 3 dW. So you will be knowing what will be the required geotextile material for the trench drain. So I ended up this today's lecture. Any question? Thank you very much.